Chosen one. What I'm about to reveal to you is not just a message, it's a divine warning. If you're hearing this right now, it's not by chance. God Himself has led you to this moment because there is something you must know, and there is no time to waste. He is saying, leave while you can. Go quietly. Tell no one. This is not fear speaking. This is protection. This is deliverance. You have been praying for answers, for clarity, for a sign, and here it is, right now. The doors around you are about to shift. Things you thought were stable are being exposed. People you trusted may not be who they seem. The environment you're in is no longer safe for your spirit or your destiny. God is telling you to prepare, to move, to separate yourself, and to do it in silence. Chosen one, this is urgent. The window of opportunity is small. If you ignore this, you may miss your escape. But if you obey, what's waiting on the other side is freedom, protection, and the life you've been praying for. Before we go deeper into this powerful word, pause for a moment. Hit that like button. Subscribe to help us reach 95,000 subscribers and comment the number 99 below. This number is a prophetic signal, aligning you with God's protection and guidance. If you're truly a chosen one, you'll feel this in your spirit. You'll know this message is for you. Don't click away. Stay until the end, because what you're about to hear could change everything. The time has come for an urgent message straight from the heart of the divine. You who have been chosen, you who have felt that deep stirring in your soul, God is calling you to move now and not to hesitate. This is not a mere suggestion. It's a divine directive to leave quietly, swiftly, and without delay. The days ahead will bring forces unseen, spiritual storms that will shift the very ground beneath our feet. This warning is life-saving, an invitation to trust beyond what the eyes can see and to step into God's plan with courage and faith. It's crucial to understand the gravity of this moment. History has shown us that those who heed God's call in times of upheaval find protection and peace, while those who hesitate risk becoming ensnared in chaos. Think of the ancient stories of Noah, who built the ark when everyone doubted, or the Israelites led through the wilderness. Those who obeyed found salvation. This is your ark-building moment, your call to trust a higher wisdom that transcends the confusion of the world. Remember, God's timing is perfect, and His urgency is rooted in love and protection. This warning is not to instill fear, but to awaken your spirit, to prepare you for a holy journey that will transform your life. It's time to listen deeply, to prepare your heart, and to act with faith. Leave while you still can. This relocation is unlike any you've experienced before. It's not simply a physical move, but a sacred, secret transition ordained by God. Keeping this movement confidential is essential. The power of secrecy in this moment is your greatest ally. When the world knows your every step, you risk exposure to forces that seek to hold you back or cause harm. Silence, in this case, is a shield. It protects your journey and preserves the sacredness of your divine assignment. Imagine a covert mission where every word could tip off the enemy. In the spiritual realm, your adversaries are just as real, and their tactics subtle and relentless. By keeping your plans to yourself, you maintain control and avoid falling into traps disguised as help or concern. This doesn't mean shutting out love, but rather holding your peace until God reveals the right time. Think of Joseph in Egypt, whose dreams were kept hidden until God's timing was perfect. Your story is unfolding in a similar way. So guard your silence fiercely. Speak only when necessary, and share your journey with those God has specifically appointed. This sacred discretion honors the divine plan and sets the stage for the miraculous. Your secret move will be the foundation of your breakthrough. One of the hardest, yet most critical truths is that during this time, you must trust no one fully, not even those closest to you. This doesn't mean you are unloved or that your relationships are broken. Instead, it's about recognizing that some people, even unintentionally, can become obstacles to your divine path. In moments of great spiritual significance, not everyone is meant to walk alongside you. The spiritual world is layered with invisible forces that influence human hearts and minds. Sometimes those we cherish may unknowingly carry doubts, fears, or attachments that hold us back. It's like carrying heavy chains on a journey that requires lightness and agility. By withholding your plans and trusting your own God-given discernment, you protect your mission. Think of Jesus, who knew even his closest disciples couldn't fully understand or support every step until the appointed time. Your experience mirrors this sacred journey of trust and protection. This is not a call to isolation, but a call to wise discernment. Your spirit will guide you toward those who are truly aligned with your purpose. Until then, hold your confidence in God's promises and know that He is your safest refuge, even when human trust falters. Announcing your departure is like sounding an alarm for those who wish to intercept your journey. In a world brimming with distractions, dangers, and hidden agendas, silence becomes a sanctuary. When you loudly declare your plans, you invite opinions, doubts, and sometimes outright sabotage. Your departure must be a quiet act of faith, known only by you and God, until you reach the safety of your new place. Think of this like a chess game, where your moves must remain secret to outwit your opponent. Every word you share about your relocation can give power to forces seeking to prevent your escape. This is not paranoia, but spiritual wisdom rooted in experience. Historical examples abound of those who lost their freedom or protection by prematurely exposing their plans. In the same way, your quiet step preserves your momentum and guards your spirit. So resist the urge to explain, defend, or justify your move. God's plan is already unfolding perfectly, and your silence honors the sacredness of this process. Trust that the right time will come to share your story, but for now, keep your lips sealed and your heart steady. During this spiritual displacement, highways, airports, and crowded places become zones of heightened risk. These spaces often carry the energy of distraction, confusion, and vulnerability. The divine instruction is clear. Avoid them. These are places where control slips away, and the spiritual atmosphere can become heavy with unseen dangers. Consider the power of places in your own life, the calm of a quiet room versus the chaos of a busy street. The same principle applies here, magnified in spiritual terms. Highways and airports are hubs of transition, but during this sacred shift, they are also vulnerable spots where spiritual forces can attempt to intercept your movement. Staying away from crowds reduces your exposure to negative influences and allows you to move with greater clarity and peace. This avoidance is a temporary but necessary precaution, a protective boundary set by God Himself. It's a call to slow down, move thoughtfully, and trust in the guidance that directs your path around these risk zones. Your divine protection increases when you honor this instruction with obedience and faith. You may notice subtle or even striking changes in the environment, shifts in weather, unusual atmospheric conditions, or strange natural occurrences. These changes are not random, but linked to powerful spiritual events unfolding in the West. The West often symbolizes endings, transitions, and the setting sun of old seasons. What happens there reverberates globally, triggering shifts that impact us all. Think of these environmental signals as nature's way of communicating divine timing. Just as the changing of seasons prepares the earth for new growth, these shifts are the spiritual landscape adjusting to God's plan. They remind us that the world we see is deeply connected to the unseen, and that major transformations are underway beyond human comprehension. These changes serve as signposts, urging you to remain alert, adaptable, and deeply connected to the Spirit. This awareness helps you understand that your experience is part of a much larger divine story. The shifts in nature are like whispers from God, reminding you that your secret move is part of the unfolding plan for renewal and restoration. Stay watchful and listen with your heart. You might start experiencing strange sensations, a numbness, a sense of disconnection, or an overwhelming confusion. These feelings are not signs of weakness or failure, but divine signals of protection. God uses these moments to shield your spirit from overwhelming fear or spiritual attack, allowing you to transition safely into the next phase of your journey. Imagine walking through a storm with a protective cloak you cannot see but feel. This cloak dulls the harsh winds and rain, giving you strength to press on. Your numbness or confusion is that cloak, a sacred buffer from the intensity of the unseen battle. Trust these feelings even when they feel uncomfortable or isolating. They are indicators that God is at work, moving you through a spiritual threshold. These spiritual signals are also invitations to deeper trust. When you feel unease or disorientation, recognize it as a divine prompt to be vigilant, to lean into prayer, and to prepare for action. Your spirit is awakening in profound ways, ready to receive the next level of divine revelation and protection. What you are experiencing is not just a move, it is a sacred displacement, a transition into a different spiritual dimension crafted by God's hand. This dimension is designed to protect you from harm, to shield you from spiritual warfare, and to prepare you for your divine destiny. It's like stepping through a hidden door that only the faithful can see, a place where time, space, and fear lose their power. This divine displacement defies ordinary understanding. It's a supernatural relocation that moves you beyond the reach of worldly threats and into a realm of spiritual safety. Many saints, prophets, and mystics throughout history have spoken of such transitions, moments when God calls his people into a higher plane of existence for protection and purpose. You are now entering that sacred space. Embrace this reality with wonder and faith. Though the world around you may look unchanged, the truth is that you have stepped into a new spiritual landscape. Your old challenges will fade, and new divine assignments will come into focus. Trust that God is leading you with precision and care into this holy displacement. In the midst of this transition, silence is your most powerful weapon and your greatest form of protection. Speaking prematurely about your movements or your plans opens doors to confusion, doubt, and spiritual attack. Silence, on the other hand, preserves your energy, maintains your focus, and keeps you safely hidden from the eyes that would seek to harm you. Consider the power of silence in history and scripture. Sometimes, the strongest leaders and warriors have used silence to gather strength, plan their next steps, and protect those they care about. Your silence now is no different. It's a sacred pause that allows God to work unhindered on your behalf. It is a shield that guards your spirit from the noise of the world and the whisper of enemies. This silence does not isolate, but connects you more deeply with God's voice. In the quiet, you hear the Spirit's guidance more clearly and receive the peace that surpasses understanding. Let your silence be a holy refuge and a declaration that your trust rests not in human approval, but in divine timing. You are currently being liberated from spiritual traps, manipulations, and hidden plots that have sought to hold you captive. These forces work subtly, twisting truth, sowing doubt, and creating confusion to derail your destiny. God is actively breaking these chains, clearing the way for your freedom and growth. Imagine being caught in a labyrinth of illusions where every turn seems blocked. Suddenly, the walls dissolve and a clear path appears. This is what God is doing in your life, dismantling the snares that have bound you and opening doors to fresh possibilities. You might not see all the battles, but rest assured, the victory is already won. Your obedience and faith are powerful tools in this deliverance. This freedom is more than physical, it's spiritual liberation. As the chains fall away, you will begin to see with new clarity, hear with new understanding, and move with new power. God is preparing you for a future unshackled by fear or deception, a future filled with purpose and divine favor. The numbness or disconnection you experience isn't a sign that you're lost or abandoned. On the contrary, it is God's protective embrace around your spirit. Sometimes, detachment from your usual emotional or social connections is necessary for spiritual renewal and safety. This separation helps you avoid distractions and protects your heart from harm. Think of it as a spiritual cocoon, a temporary space where transformation happens quietly. Just as a caterpillar withdraws to prepare for metamorphosis, your spirit is in a sacred pause, protected from the world's noise so you can emerge stronger and more radiant. The discomfort you feel now is temporary, and it signals that God is actively guarding your journey. Instead of fearing this disconnection, lean into it with trust. Use this time for reflection, prayer, and preparation. Know that your isolation is purposeful, a sign that God is working behind the scenes to keep you safe and to ready you for the next chapter of your divine mission. As you move through this divine displacement, you will begin to encounter new allies, people uniquely assigned by God to support, encourage, and uplift you in your next season. These are not coincidences, but divine appointments, orchestrated by heaven to align you with your destiny. These allies will bring fresh perspectives, new opportunities, and spiritual support that feels deeply comforting. They will recognize your calling and stand beside you with unwavering faith. Think of Moses and Aaron, or David and Jonathan, relationships that were divinely formed to empower great missions. Your journey will be enriched by these holy partnerships. Stay open and discerning as you meet these individuals. Some may arrive quietly, while others will shine brightly. Each one plays a vital role in your growth and protection. Celebrate these connections, knowing they will make you less vulnerable to false promises or harmful influences, allowing you to walk boldly in your calling. Your instincts will sharpen, and your spirit will guide you like never before. Embrace this increase in discernment as a divine upgrade. It's a sign that God is equipping you to face greater challenges and responsibilities with wisdom and grace. Use this gift to protect yourself and others, to speak truth with love, and to move confidently on your God-ordained path. You will witness your name being erased from places where it doesn't belong and inscribed in those where it will flourish. This is a profound act of divine justice and favor. God is removing you from environments, relationships, or systems that hinder your growth and placing you in spaces filled with opportunity, blessing, and purpose. Think of it as God rewriting the story of your life, removing the chapters of struggle and inserting new pages filled with promise and breakthrough. This process can feel unsettling at times, but it's a sacred clearing that makes room for your true destiny to emerge. You are being repositioned for success in God's perfect timing. Celebrate this divine realignment. Trust that the doors closing are part of God's plan to protect you from harm and to lead you into His abundance. Your name is being written in the book of life in places prepared especially for you, places where your gifts, talents, and dreams will thrive. As your journey progresses, you will experience spiritual upgrades, new gifts, wisdom, and power activated within you. These are divine endowments designed to equip you for your next assignment and to help you fulfill your destiny with authority and grace. These upgrades might manifest as heightened intuition, prophetic insight, healing abilities, or deeper understanding of God's Word. They will empower you to overcome obstacles, lead others, and make a lasting impact in the world. Remember, God always prepares His chosen ones with the tools needed for the task ahead. Embrace these blessings with gratitude and humility. Allow yourself to be transformed by God's Spirit, knowing that these gifts are signs of His favor and trust. Your spiritual growth will inspire others and draw you closer to the divine destiny waiting for you. Step boldly into this new season. You are ready, equipped, and beloved by God. Imagine a protective force field around you, an invisible barrier that shields you from harm, negativity, and spiritual attacks. This safe zone isn't something you can see or touch, but it's as real as the air you breathe. God, in His infinite love and wisdom, crafts this sanctuary around His chosen ones, ensuring that no weapon formed against you can prosper. It's a divine fortress, tailor-made to keep you secure in a world full of unseen dangers. Living within this safe zone means trusting that God is actively working behind the scenes, guarding your heart and spirit even when the storms rage around you. It's the peace that surpasses all understanding, a calm center amidst chaos. You might not always feel this protection in dramatic ways, but it's steady and unshakable, like a lighthouse standing firm through the darkest nights. Sometimes, this divine barrier means you will miss out on certain things, opportunities, or relationships that aren't meant for you. While it might feel isolating, understand that this is God's way of filtering your life, keeping you in the right place at the right time. It's a holy boundary that nurtures your growth, preventing harm before it can even reach you. So walk confidently in this safe zone. Know that God's love surrounds you like a shield, that His protection is constant and unfailing. Your faith activates this barrier, and your obedience strengthens it. You are hidden in plain sight, guarded by the hand of the Almighty. There comes a moment in every divine journey when the fog of confusion, delay, and obscurity begins to lift. Suddenly, the path ahead becomes clear, and the hidden blessings that seemed so far away come into vivid view. This great unveiling is God's way of revealing your faithfulness, your struggles, and your victory to the world. Your reward, once concealed, will become undeniable and public. This unveiling isn't just about recognition. It's a celebration of transformation. All the silent prayers, the hidden battles, and the quiet sacrifices will be honored. The world will witness your rise, your new authority, and the fruits of your obedience. Imagine the sun breaking through storm clouds, illuminating everything around you with brilliant light. That's the power of God's unveiling. Be patient during the waiting season, for the fog often serves a divine purpose. It prepares your heart for greater glory. It allows you to develop humility, endurance, and unwavering faith. When the time is right, God will pull back the curtain and your life will shine as a testament to His goodness and power. Prepare yourself to step boldly into the spotlight. Your story will inspire countless others, and your victory will become a beacon of hope. The great unveiling is coming, and it will be glorious beyond words. There is an undeniable stirring deep within your spirit, a gentle but persistent awareness that signals God is at work. This spiritual intuition isn't learned or forced. It's a divine gift, an inner compass that points you toward God's timing and movement. When you feel this sensation, pay attention. It's your spirit's way of telling you that change is imminent and that you must be ready to respond. This spiritual sensitivity may come as restlessness, unease, or a quiet urging that something must shift. Though it can feel uncomfortable, it is actually a blessing. It means your soul is aligned with heaven's rhythm, catching the subtle movements of God's hand. Many great leaders and prophets throughout history have spoken about this inner sense that guides them through uncertainty and danger. Trusting your spirit's signals requires courage. The world may tell you to ignore your feelings or to rely solely on logic, but faith demands you listen deeply to the whispers of your soul. When your spirit is alert, it acts like a radar that detects danger, opportunity, and divine instruction before your mind fully understands. Embrace this sacred intuition. Pray for clarity and boldness to follow where God leads. Your spirit's sensitivity will grow stronger as you nurture it with faith and obedience. It is one of the most precious tools God has given you to navigate this season. When doors close, people distance themselves, or you feel pushed away, it's easy to mistake these experiences for rejection. But in the realm of the spirit, this is often not rejection at all. It's a holy extraction. God is carefully removing you from places, situations, or relationships that no longer serve your highest good or divine purpose. Think of this extraction as a surgeon's precise cut, necessary to heal, to remove what is harmful, and to prepare you for new growth. It's painful at times, yes, but it's filled with divine intention and love. God is not abandoning you. He is setting you apart for something greater, creating space for new blessings to enter your life. This holy extraction is a sacred process of refinement. Just as gold is purified through fire, your spirit is being purified through separation. The people who walk away, the circumstances that change, are part of God's careful pruning to produce a stronger, more fruitful you. So do not despair when you feel isolated or excluded. Trust that God is orchestrating your path with perfect wisdom. This extraction is not a loss, but a divine gain, preparing you for the magnificent destiny that awaits. After a season of uncertainty, when the fog of confusion and delay finally clears, a new assignment will emerge clearly before you. This is a divine call to step into your next purpose with clarity and confidence. The waiting is over, and the time to act with authority has arrived. The new assignment might look different from what you imagined. It could challenge you, stretch your faith, or push you beyond your comfort zone. But rest assured, it has been tailor-made by God specifically for you. It will use the lessons of your past, your spiritual gifts, and your faith to accomplish extraordinary things. Many before you have faced seasons of waiting and preparation, only to step into roles that transformed not only their lives, but the lives of those around them. Think of Esther, who waited silently before courageously stepping into her destiny to save a nation. Your story will be just as powerful. Prepare yourself by staying rooted in prayer, sharpening your skills, and keeping your heart open. When the fog lifts, do not hesitate or look back. Your new assignment is your divine calling coming to life. Step into it boldly and watch miracles unfold. The formula for your safety during this turbulent time is simple yet profound. Obedience combined with secrecy equals divine protection. When you follow God's instructions faithfully and keep your plans under wraps, you activate a spiritual shield that no human force can penetrate. Obedience means trusting God's guidance even when it doesn't make sense, even when the path is difficult or lonely. It's about surrendering your will to His and moving with faith, knowing that every step is watched over by the Creator of the universe. This alone invites protection and favor. Secrecy, on the other hand, keeps your journey hidden from those who might oppose or undermine you. It's a safeguard against spiritual sabotage, a cloak that conceals your movements from eyes that seek to do you harm. Together, obedience and secrecy create an unbreakable barrier. Trust this divine formula. Resist the urge to share too soon, to explain, or to justify your journey. Instead, walk quietly in faith and let God's protection cover you completely. Your obedience and discretion will unlock a peace and safety no one else can give. Sometimes, God calls you to leave behind old friendships, familiar places, or comfort zones. This time of separation is not punishment or abandonment. It's a sacred step towards growth and transformation. God is gently pulling you away from what no longer aligns with your destiny to prepare you for what's next. Separation can feel painful, even lonely, but it's important to recognize its purpose, to remove distractions, unhealthy influences, and spiritual hindrances. When you release these old connections, you make space for new relationships, opportunities, and blessings that resonate with your higher calling. Think of this as pruning a vine, cutting away the dead branches so the plant can flourish with new growth. Your spiritual and personal development depends on this intentional separation. It's a protective measure and a preparation for the abundant life God has promised. So don't resist this divine pull. Embrace the new season with faith, knowing that God is aligning your life for greater impact, deeper joy, and more powerful assignments. Your future relationships and environments will honor the person you're becoming. One of the most comforting truths during this season is that God will expose hidden enemies on your behalf, without you having to fight or even intervene. These are the forces, people, or spirits working against you behind the scenes, seeking to undermine your progress. But God, who sees all things, will bring their plans to light. This divine unveiling will happen in God's perfect timing and manner, often catching your enemies by surprise. You won't have to strategize or seek revenge. God's justice will prevail on your behalf. This truth invites rest and confidence, freeing you from anxiety and self-driven conflict. It's important to continue walking in integrity and faith, knowing that God's protective hand is exposing every deception and harmful scheme. Your role is to trust, remain patient, and stay focused on your divine path. As the truth emerges, your spirit will be vindicated and your journey unhindered. Celebrate this promise of divine justice. Your hidden enemies will not remain hidden forever, and their power over you is already broken by God's sovereign hand. In the midst of global turmoil, personal trials, and chaotic news cycles, God is preparing to usher you into a season of sacred silence, a peaceful refuge where His presence will shield you from the noise and confusion. This coming silence is a divine shelter, a spiritual sanctuary where you can regain strength, clarity, and peace. This silence is not emptiness or abandonment. It's a rich and holy pause. It's the stillness before the dawn, the quiet space where God's voice becomes loudest and His plans become clear. In this silence, you are hidden from public chaos, shielded from unnecessary conflict and distraction. Think of Jesus withdrawing to the wilderness before His ministry exploded in power. Your season of silence is preparing you for your own divine breakthrough. Use this time to rest in God's presence, listen deeply, and build intimacy with Him. Your spirit will be renewed and your purpose sharpened. Embrace this coming silence as a sacred gift. It's God's way of protecting you, renewing you, and preparing you to emerge stronger and more focused than ever before. When you choose obedience to God's voice, even when it's difficult or unclear, you unlock a level of protection that no human force can breach. This protection is a divine hedge around your life, guarding you from physical, emotional, and spiritual harm. It's a reward for faithfulness, a testimony to God's unfailing love. Many have walked the path of obedience and witnessed miraculous interventions. From angels guarding the faithful to doors opening impossibly wide, God's protection surrounds those who trust Him completely. This protection isn't just reactive, it's proactive, preventing harm before it even approaches. Your obedience acts like a magnet, drawing divine favor and shielding from danger. It cultivates peace in your heart and clarity in your mind, allowing you to navigate storms with courage. The world may seem chaotic, but you are anchored in a supernatural safety net, woven by God Himself. So keep your heart obedient and your steps steady. Celebrate the invisible protection that follows you everywhere. This divine safeguarding is your inheritance, a powerful reward that no human or circumstance can ever undo.